You're doing great, sweetie.
What am I doing?
Hey guys, it's Jenna, what is up, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another house to home video, but I feel like this one is going to be a little bit crazier and a little bit more difficult because I am taking on our kitchen, which, as you guys can tell, it's very outdated. We got lovely cabinets, we got blue countertops. Basically with this, I wanted it to be more of a smaller transformation, a little bit more on a budget. We are in a few years thinking about getting a whole new kitchen, just taking out everything, putting in a new kitchen that we absolutely love with cabinets, countertops, all of that stuff. But for now, I wanted to do something a little bit more cheap, just for now type of thing. So I am working with a brand today, which they are Giani, I believe that is how you pronounce it, but they make countertop painting kits, and I think these are so amazing because you can change up your countertops without spending thousands of dollars on actually replacing the countertops that you already have. So basically with this, you just clean off your countertops and then you paint them with a bunch of different finishes that they have. They have marble, they have black countertops, different more traditional beige sort of countertops, but I ended up going with, of course, white marble. But I'm so excited to finally get rid of these blue countertops and make them beautiful and match your house a little bit nicer. So huge thank you to Giani for sending me that. I'm so excited to try this out. I'll have their products linked down below on Amazon. They're very affordable. You get a box that pretty much does any kitchen for about $89.99, which is an amazing price. But yeah, we're going to be changing up the countertops, we're going to be changing up the door handles, and just organizing the whole kitchen and making it look a little bit better. So without further ado, let's get into this video. It's going to be a crazy one, so I want to get started. Hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into it. Woo!
Okay guys, so we are back at it with another transformation video, and I am so excited to bring you guys this kitchen one. This has definitely been quite the task, but this is the before. I didn't mind the kitchen. Obviously all of my decor and stuff is really nice, but the outdated countertops and just little things I didn't really love. So let's get into transforming this. So the first thing that I did, and I really encourage you guys to do, is just tidy up your space before you do any sort of makeover, transformation sort of things. So we emptied the dishwasher, we loaded the dishwasher. I wanted to make sure that I had no dishes on the counter and just nothing in the way. So we did all that, and then we got straight into taking everything off of the counters and just cleaning the space and getting it prepped for painting, which, guys, this literally took me 4 days to complete because all of these steps take a certain amount of time to dry. I had work to do each day, so I really could only get a small piece of the counter or a small step of the counter done each day. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking some all-purpose cleaner and scrubbing the heck out of these countertops. These countertops have been here for years. Francis has lived at this house for 3 years, over 3 years now, and there was someone living there before him, and there was just a lot of caked on grease and stuff like that. And with the Giani countertop painting kit, they tell you to make sure that your countertops are as clean as possible. There is no grease, there's no caked on anything, because if there is, the paint will not properly adhere to the countertops. So we are getting right into the painting process. This is what the box looks like. All of the Giani countertop painting kits are available on Amazon, and I've actually also heard that they are available on Lowe's.com. They're not available physically in store, but I believe I did watch a video where someone said they got it from Lowe's.com. So anyways, I'm just taking all of the contents out. You get a spray bottle, a sponge, a roller with 2 rollers, you get a brush, you get a small brush, you get all of the paint. So you have the white paint, you have the gray paint, you have some white highlighting paint, which I did actually choose not to use just because this process was taking so long. And then you also get the top coat. But getting right into the painting process, this was the first step here, which was edging in all of the corners. If you had a backsplash, or I don't even know what this is called, little thing that connects to your counter, you had to just edge all of that in and then get to rolling after that. I did already tape off everything. That was very time consuming, so I figured you guys didn't really need to see me put all of the tape everywhere. You guys can see here that I have started rolling on the paint, and considering this was the first coat, it was very opaque and actually covered up pretty much all of the blue, which I thought it was at least going to take 3 coats to cover up the blue just because it was such a bright colored countertop, but this is what we ended up with after day 1. I wasn't able to get a ton done, but moving on to day 2, this is when I was able to get the first coat on the other side of the kitchen finished. So just repeating the same steps that I did yesterday, I edged in all of the backsplash and the corners and stuff like that, and then rolled on the first coat of that. So moving back over to the first side, this side I did the first coat the day before, so obviously today it was dry, so I was able to start doing the second coat as the first coat on the other side dried. So you guys can see here that the white was really, really nice. I didn't end up actually doing any edging on this side. I just went in with the roller and rolled everything, and it started to look really, really good. And this is kind of when I discovered that I wasn't really going to have to do a third coat. I did have to do a few little like touch-ups on a few things, but nothing crazy, and it ended up looking amazing. So moving into day number 3, the second coat of the paint was completely dry, and it was time to actually paint on the marble. I kind of laid out what I wanted it to look like on a piece of paper, and then I went in with the gray paint, and this is when it got super fun and super creative and a little bit difficult, but I got a hang of it by the end of it. But basically all you had to do was paint on some lines with the gray paint and the small paintbrush, spray the line with water to make the paint a little bit more watery and easier to work with, and then you took the larger brush and just manipulated the paint in a way and pushed the paint in some places and blended out the paint in other places, and it ended up looking like marble. It was crazy and a little bit challenging at times, but it was so much fun and very therapeutic. So I took a few hours on this day and just had a lot of fun. I guess I should also mention that even before starting this marbling process, I did a lot of research and a lot of inspiration searching on places like Pinterest and just Google Images to really see what marble actually looked like. I even had a few pieces of decor that had marbling on it that I kind of looked at and got some inspiration from. I really wanted the marble countertops to just be a little bit more simplistic. I didn't want there to be too many like veins and stuff like that, so we just kept it simple. And speaking of Francis is coming up right now, and he did try to do some of the painting, but he ended up not wanting to finish it just because he's such a perfectionist and wants it to be perfect. But at least he tried, and I was so proud of him for it. But he got the camera, you guys can see here, and showed a little close-up of what I was doing. You guys can see that it was basically just a process of dabbing the paintbrush and moving the paint and spraying the water. So I just did this for pretty much the entire day, and then once I was finished, I let that dry, and then we moved on to day 4. Is it day 4? That's crazy, but this is what it ended up looking like. I absolutely loved the way it looked. There was a few veins that I was like not too sure about, and a few places that I wish it was a little bit different, but honestly, it's never going to be perfect, and that's kind of the uniqueness about it. So quickly moving on to day 4, this was the final day of the countertop painting, and I was so excited to almost be finished. But the last step was to put on the clear top coat. This was very, very easy. It's like putting a top coat of nail polish on. You don't really have to be too precise with it. You kind of just throw it on. I did need to make sure that I was getting like a solid layer on everything, but you guys can see that it just added a little bit of a shine to everything. And I did run into a little bit of a problem, which I don't know if it was my fault or the top coat's fault, but there was quite a bit of like lint and stuff that was getting stuck in the top coat, which kind of annoyed me, but in the end I was just over it, and it doesn't even look bad now that it is completely finished. It kind of gives it a little bit more texture and a little bit more depth. So yeah, once I was finished putting the top coat on both sides of the kitchen, I had to let that dry for 2 hours until like you could actually touch it. And then the last thing that I did before leaving it for 12 hours to completely cure was take off all the tape. And this was such a satisfying moment for this transformation. You guys can see it happen in front of your eyes. It just really makes the kitchen look complete and finished and just so clean and simple, and I absolutely love the way this looks. Oh my goodness. But yes, that was everything for day 4, and then I had to let it dry for 12 hours, and now we're on to day 5, which this is when it got pretty fun, and this is when I added some hardware, which, oh, what's up, girl? I actually started off this day by taking off the tape at the top of the kitchen. This is something that has been here since we painted the entire house white. We did want to do a second coat on the top bulkhead there, but we just didn't end up getting to it, and it looks fine. If you really look close, you can see a little bit of streaking, but not a big deal. But after I was finished that, I moved on to taking off all of the knobs. Originally, I did mention, or I don't know if I mentioned, but I did want to just spray paint the ones that we already had. But unfortunately, because they were such a shiny silver, it didn't stick. So I had to get new ones, but fortunately you can get really affordable doorknobs or cabinet knobs from Amazon. I will link these ones down below, but I got all 25 of these knobs for only $30-something, which was insane. It was like a 25 pack, but you guys can see here that we're just switching out all of those for some very simplistic black modern knobs, and I absolutely love them very, very much. And now is my favorite part, which is decorating. I didn't really get a ton of new pieces. I have my marble little utensil holder there that is from Urban Outfitters. I have that copper pasta container that is actually from my grandparents, which is awesome. And then that platter there, that wood platter, is from Walmart, I believe. And then I have that cutting board there as well, which I end up moving that to the other side of the kitchen. But that is from Walmart as well. And then I started bringing in all of the appliances and cleaning those off as I put them on the counter. This is our toaster oven, which, fun fact, I never used a toaster oven before moving in with Francis. But yeah, it's amazing. It's pretty much like a toaster, but they don't pop up. They just sit there. Yes. Anyways, moving on to the other side of the kitchen, I did put the microwave there. On the other side, I don't know if you guys caught that, but I just put the paper towel holder as well as the knife holder over there. And then we started putting all of my cookbooks and stuff. This is kind of the same layout as I had before, but let me tell you, with the white countertops, everything looks so much better. But moving back into the decorating and what I am doing right now, I brought in my little spice shelf. This I purchased from HomeSense about a year ago, and I absolutely love it. It was on clearance, which I'm not 100% sure what was wrong with it, but it does bring in the copper and the marble, and that is kind of the theme of our living area, is the white and the black with the copper. I just absolutely love it. But you guys can see here that we are just organizing all of these spices and whatnot. We got salt and pepper. We got one of those little mortar and pestle things. I'm not 100% sure if that's what it's called. I then just brought in my white KitchenAid mixer. This I've had for quite a few years and I love it, so I wanted that to be on display. But that is pretty much everything, and it is time to finally get into the final kitchen and the finished kitchen, so I hope you guys love it.
Okay guys, so that was everything for this kitchen makeover slash DIY transformation. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. This video definitely has been a very long one. It's taken me a very long time to do all of this. It definitely didn't take as long as the bedroom did, but that's just because we were waiting on stuff. But I definitely think this one took the most work on my part, definitely with the countertop and stuff like that, but it turned out amazing and I'm very proud of myself for doing it myself. I did, you guys saw, try to get Francis to do some of it, but he was just not confident in his ability to marble, so at least he tried. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up like I mentioned. If you're not subscribed already, definitely do that. I'd appreciate it. I am actually going to be doing a kitchen declutter and organization video soon. I was going to include that in this video, but like I mentioned, it took a very long time. So I just am going to skip that part, just make this the transformation, and then do a separate video on me cleaning and reorganizing all of the drawers and the cabinets. So get excited for that. Like I mentioned, subscribe and hit the notification bell if you do want to see that, and more house home videos, planner videos, bullet journaling videos. Your girl has started doing that, and all of the things. I love you guys so much. Remember, you are somebody's reason to smile, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.